Where are my Billy Clan members at? Watching for the days of fashion, tuning in from day to day, wondering what Billy doing next. Fashion money, stacks and stacks. Go get y'all, go y'all back. It's the 18th day, the 18th day, the 18th. Oh my gosh, we're like almost to the halfway mark of our 40 Days of Fashion series. Guys. And like I said yesterday, our Billy Clan is growing. We need to continue to grow. We need to reach at least about 500 subscribers by the end of the year. So to help me with that, guys, I need y'all to check off the to-dos on the checklist. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, and subscribe. Okay, guys? Okay, guys? Anything helps. If you do 1 of 4. If you do 2 of 4. If you do 3 of 4. If you do all of them. But for real, so today I'm going to teach y'all how to make a maxi dress. This is going to be really simple. The only thing you're going to need today is some knit fabric and your color choice, some matching thread, a sewing machine, a serger or pinking shears, and a dress pattern piece. Or if you don't have access to a dress pattern piece at the moment, you can use a pre-existing dress and just lay that on top. And that's what I did to make my pattern piece. And I cut the seam allowance plus ease as well. Mine is going to be mauve and it's going to be a short sleeve dress. This is my sleeve. Well, this is actually like both of my sleeves actually. And it's 4 directional, so it can go in like stretch up and down and right to left. I only had 2 pieces, the front and the back, and I'm just going to do simple side seam. At first, when I was thinking about what I wanted to do, I was going to do a center back seam and the 2 side seams. But given the fabric I had about 2-3 yards of fabric, and I really wanted to maximize the use and max out all my badges with precise accuracy when it came to making this. So, but with that being said, I decided to just make it 2 pieces, the front and the back. This is the back. It's not a steep U, and it's kind of like straight and higher up. And this is the front. I wanted it to be a U. It kind of looks like a scoop. It touches the floor. That's exactly like the type of maxi dresses I want. See, that's the most fun part about making like your own clothes. You can make them exactly how you want to the T. And you don't have to, like, if you see something at the store and you be like, oh, I really like this, but I just wish it was longer. You can make it at home. Maybe like if you want it longer, you can make it longer. Like if you want it shorter, you can make it shorter. Like you can do whatever you want. You could do whatever you like. I said you could do whatever you like. Yeah. After y'all have traced out y'all pattern pieces and added ease and seam allowance based on y'all dresses, and you can also do this at home if you're doing this at home. You take your dress, you fold it inside out, so that way you will have the seams and the actual width of the dress. Then you will lay that onto your fabric flat. Then you will start making straight seams or straight lines on either side of the dress. And then when you start to go for the armhole, if your dress is sleeved, you'll try your best to shape like this part and the shoulder part, like the underarm and the top of the shoulder right here. And then you'll just draw your curve and do the same thing on the other side. And then you can just sketch out that mountainous kind of curvy shape for the sleeve. And if you need help and reference for that, go to my pattern making video. After you've done that, you will cut out the shape for the neck. Like this could be whatever you want it to be, but I decided to do a U-neck. If you wanted to do a V-neck, a deep U, a cow neck, do whatever you want to do. So basically it's just like a straight line and then just a little curve. That's how your back should look. So what you're going to do is put right sides together, and you're going to stitch at 1/2 inch or 2.5 inch seam on each side, on the left and right side seams. And then we're going to come back. I forgot to mention, you're also going to need some pins. They're going to be really helpful when keeping your fabrics together so they won't slip across each other. The first step in making our dresses, we're going to stitch the shoulder seams first, and then we're going to go stitch the side seams on the left and the right. And you got to make sure that the right sides are touching each other. So now that the dress front and back are stitched to one another, you can tell the difference between which one is the front and the back. The lower one in the front, the higher one is in the back. And this is how our seam looks. I did it in a contrast thread so y'all can see better, and also it just looks better up against this mauve color. Up next are the side seams. And we're going to stitch about, like I said, between 1/4 and 1/2 inch on each side, and then we're going to do the hem and the sleeves when we come back. Now to stitch the side seams, there's one or two methods you could use. With on your serger, you could just serge the actually with the serger you can serge basically everything except for the hem. But if you have a serger at home, you could just serge regularly. However, if you do not have a serger and you're using your sewing machine, what you're going to do with your stretchy fabric, with your knit fabric, you're going to pull it every so often after a few stitches, so that way you can extend it as you go. That's another method you can use while using your sewing machine instead of a serger. By now your dress should look something like this, with the side seams sewn or serged, as well as the shoulder seams. Now we're going to be focusing our attention on the sleeves. Now for the sleeves, you're just going to basically just fold it in half. These are set-in sleeves. And you're going to fold them in half. Fold in half like this, where the little peak should be like hanging like that. And then across this top, we're going to stitch at 3/8 of an inch. Or if you have a serger, you're just going to serge that edge. And the same thing for your other one. So your sleeve should be something like this shape. So your sleeve should have like little, about an inch right here. And then it goes up, curve over, and falls like that. You want to stitch this one 3/8 of an inch or serge it. This is how your sleeve should look now. If you want to, the same thing with like the neckline, I want to leave that unfinished and probably the hem. But if y'all want to, y'all can always go back, fold it over, keep it like inside out, fold it about an inch or so, or maybe in half an inch, and just top stitch the hem, and that'll finish your hem and your sleeve and your neckline. So in order to put our sleeves inside of the armhole, we're going to take one of the sleeves, we're going to open up the armhole slightly, and we're going to make sure that the part that's going to be like under the arm is facing me or facing you, and the shoulder cap is going to be facing away from you. To stitch the sleeve to the armhole, you're going to fold the sleeve back inside out to where it's like the seam that we just stitched is on the inside, and you're going to open up the armhole. And from there, you want to keep the dress inside out where you have all the seams that you just stitched exposed. Using the side seam right here, you're going to line that up with the bottom part of the sleeve. The part that goes like under right here, under your arm. And you're going to line those seams up. And then that little curved part, you're going to attach that part to the shoulder seam right here. And then you're going to pin it around. You don't need to put that many pins. I recommend maybe 6 or 7 pins. But you probably don't even need that many. Probably like 5, okay? And you're going to continue to keep that 3/8 inch seam, or if you're serging, just serge the edges together. And you're going to do that on one sleeve. And then once you've done that, you're going to do it on the other sleeve. When you're going to install your sleeve into the armhole, this is also going to be the part where you finish off the hem. Fold it up to like a 1/2 inch or 1.5 inches, and that'll be your hem. So we're almost done, guys. This is how my hem looks after I've installed my sleeve. I made a 1/4 of an inch hem on each of my sleeves. I incorrectly installed them on one of them, so make sure y'all pay attention for future reference, guys. Make sure y'all pay attention. Up next is just doing the same thing on a hem. I might do like 1 inch for my hem, just to make it look better. And after that, we'll be done. I have completed my hem. And this is how it looks. This is how your dress should look by now, with the sleeves complete and installed correctly, the side seams stitched together, the hem sewn of the dress, as well as the hem of the sleeves. And what you can do also, if you want to do the raw edge look like me, you can stay stitch this. I'll do this at another time though. You can stay stitch the neckline. It'll just add that more casual look to it, give the illusion of it being finished. You can just go in and make sure that everything is clipped, everything is serged together. There's no puckering or like open seams or anything like that. And you shall be done with your dress, guys. Y'all made a dress. Y'all made a dress, guys. Are y'all excited? With that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching this video of day 18 of 40 days of fashion. And make sure y'all come back and tune in again for day 19. Bye bye, guys.